When WWE 2K22 was first announced and showed off its creation suite, me and several other CAW creators were highly concerned about the fact that we were shown such little content. Now, while WWE 2K22's creation suite is definitely great, definitely the best creation suite out there, or one of the best creation suites out there, nevertheless, it can be improved in some ways, and I have a wish list that I would like to add into this video as well. So first, I'm going to start this video by just including a quick critique of certain things they removed that I don't think they should have removed. And then finally, I'm going to include a wish list. Now, with respect to my wish list, I fully recognize that certain things that I might suggest might not be doable due to legal restrictions. So if that's an issue, my suggestion is to include some asset that is similar enough to what I'm suggesting, but is dissimilar enough to the copyrighted content so as to avoid any legal issues. So for example, until WWE 2K22, ironically enough, WWE games included a helmet that for all intents and purposes was a Stormtrooper helmet. It looked like the Stormtrooper helmet, but you could see that there were some differences between that and an actual Stormtrooper helmet that rendered it different enough to avoid any sort of legal problems. So when I suggest these things, if you're thinking in the back of your head, oh, that could never happen due to some legal reasons, just keep in mind there should be a caveat there. Include something that is similar enough to it to satisfy the audience. So with that being said, let's proceed to our critique. The critique is going to be fairly quick and fairly straightforward, and what I'm concerned about mostly is the body type. So in previous entries, after you chose the body type, you would then do the body adjustments. So for example, with the body adjustments in previous games, I could choose to have a character with this particular chest, and I could mix it with, for example, this particular set of abs or arms or whatever, and you could mix these up together to create very accurate looking characters. However, in WWE 2K22, our creativity has been stifled by them forcing us essentially to choose either or. Not only that, in previous entries, you could create a very accurate looking character because maybe a more faithful representation of the character would have, for example, this particular chest with this particular set of abs. But again, that's gone now. So I would like for them to bring that feature back. The second thing is when it comes to their height and weight ratios, the ratios now have to be realistic. So in the previous entry in WWE 2K20 or 19, for example, I could create a 7'4" guy that is 170 pounds. But now, you see what happens? The taller you go, the higher your weight goes. Why would we want unrealistic proportions? Well, the reason is because for guys like myself who create fantasy CAWs, that creates for a more accurate representation of a character. So for example, say that I want to make Pinhead from Hellraiser. He's going to be like on the shorter or on the latter end of 5 feet tall, maybe 6 feet tall or something like that. But obviously I don't want the game to treat him like a cruiserweight because he's supposed to be a powerful extra dimensional entity. However, we can no longer do that since the game is now restricted by realistic proportions. That being said, that is my short critique of the creation suite. So now let's get back to the wish list that I'd like to see in WWE 2K23. Again, keep in mind if there's some legal reason that it can't be included, include something that's similar enough but is dissimilar enough to get around any sort of legal issues. So let's start with the hair. Those of you who follow this channel for the longest time already know what I'm about to say for the hair. Where's Heihachi's hair? Where's Heihachi Mishima's hair? Why isn't it included in the game? Why isn't it included in the game? I just don't want to see Heihachi's hair. I'd like to include Leon S. Kennedy's hair. You say, oh, but this looks like Leon S. Kennedy's hair. No, this is emo Leon S. Kennedy. I want real. I want the real stuff. I want the real Leon S. Kennedy hair from Resident Evil. I'd like to see Vegeta's hair. They already have Goku's hair, so why aren't they including Vegeta's hair? Like, let me show you Goku's hair. Where is it? They freaking got Goku's hair here. Give us Vegeta's hair with the Widow's Peak. Give us Gohan's hair. Give us Trunks' hair. Give us non-Super Saiyan Goku's hair. Give us the Dragon Ball Z hair is basically what I'm saying. I would also like to see Pennywise's hair. There are a ridiculous amount of Pennywise CAWs on YouTube. I don't want to see, not the Afro Pennywise, I want to see the revamped Pennywise's hair be included within the game. Additionally, I'd like to see a lot of more anime hairstyles, Naruto for example. I would like to see Paul Phoenix's hair from Tekken, not this rockabilly cut over here. And don't say that this is not legally possible, because Paul Phoenix's hair used to be in WWE games for years. I explicitly remember this guy's hair being in Day of Reckoning because I made Paul Phoenix. This was also in some of the early SmackDown games. I don't know why they included this. Well, actually, I do know. I can't think of her name, but like one of WWE Hall of Famers, ironically enough, had this sort of hair. But I would like Paul Phoenix's hair as well. So let's move on from Paul Phoenix. Let's get to the headgear. Let's get to the clothing. So with respect to the headgear, let's just start with this Mario and Luigi piece. Give us like a toggleable mustache or like an actual hat that we can include. Something that's close enough to the real thing to get around any sort of legal issues, But right now you just have to take a texture and just slap on a flat hat texture and it doesn't look good at all. So fix that. Now, in addition to these Mario and Luigi headpieces, are you ready for this? I want to see a Majin Buu headpiece with the tentacle and everything. Not just a Majin Buu headpiece, I want to see a Super Buu headpiece. But not just a Super Buu headpiece, I want to see a headpiece for Cell. So that's just my quick little wish list for the headgear. So let's move on to the glasses. So with respect to the glasses, since we are in an anime type of mood, why not include anime eyes as pasties that count as glasses? So not just a single type of anime eyes, different types of anime eyes. I want to see Super Saiyan Goku's, eyes, along with the eyebrows that go along with it. That's different from Ash Ketchum's eyes, stuff like that. I'm sure Hakeem from Anime Championship Wrestling would greatly appreciate that. Oh, I have one more hairstyle I want to just say. Yugi Moto. I'm just putting that out there, Anyways, let's get to the upper body. Let's get to the jackets. So I don't have much to say about the jackets except this. Let me find what I'm looking for. Why can I not play with capes in match? In early WWE games, for the longest time, you could play with capes. In most games nowadays that have capes, you can, play with capes without a problem, but for some reason you can't do it in these 2K games. Now, of course, there is a glitch that you can exploit that allows you to wear the cape in match, but ever since 2K20 dropped, and the glitch is present in WWE 2K22, when you use the glitch to exploit using a cape in match, it'll now quantum tunnel through your character, so it'll look like a bib instead of a cape. So let me see if I can actually get it to do that. So let me just spin them around a few times, see what happens. Okay. No, not quite. Let's try it again. I'm pretty sure I can get the glitch to exploit here. Ah, there you go. Oh, no. You're going to have to take my word. It looked like a bib before, and it would just straight up quantum tunnel through your neck. So let's try one last time here. It's looking pretty bad at this point. Huh. Next, we're going to move to the tops. Tops are pretty straightforward. So they have this muscle piece, which is pretty good. If you saw the Nemesis that I made, for example, for Multiverse Wrestling, I gave him this particular muscle suit. What I would like to see is a more realistic looking muscle suit for those of us who try to create characters like the Incredible Hulk, for example. In older WWE games, I believe the most recent one was 2K14, you could adjust the body proportions to make them look actually like Hulk. But now, ever since they're going with these more realistic body proportions, guys like Hulk are looking less and less plausible. So in addition to these muscle suit, I would like to see also like some hands to go along with it. So for characters like Hellboy and Hulk, for example. One more thing, I forgot one character that I would like to add to the headgear. Why is Juggernaut's helmet not in the game? Like, wouldn't you love to see the Juggernaut's helmet in the game? Come on. So after the torso and the hands, let's get to the tops and the hands. Let's get to the torso accessories. Torso accessories are fairly straightforward. I just want to see different types of shoulder pads. If you want to know the shoulder pads I'm talking about, look at Mortal Kombat 11, the types of shoulder pads you see for Shang Tsung, for example, or Fujin, Raiden, etc., etc. So I would love to see more different types of shoulder pad designs for these sorts of characters. They already have a wide selection. It could be wider, though. Now, back accessories. Here is what I've been waiting for. Back accessories are fairly straightforward. They have this turtle shell, so you can, they obviously want you to create the Ninja Turtles, but why not just give us also something in the shape of Captain America's shield that I can just slap a Captain America logo on top of so I can make Captain America look accurate, right? So give us a circular shield that we can put on the back, and not only a circular shield, give us a shield in the shape of something you'd see in The Legend of Zelda, so we can actually create Link, for example. Now, finally, I don't really have much to say about the bottoms other than I'd like to see different types of skirts. But the last thing that I'm super concerned about here is, I think it's under personal information. Not the paybacks. The paybacks in 2K20, in my opinion, were amazing. They had so much more that you could do in WWE 2K20, and they utterly stripped it down in 2K22 for some reason that is completely unintelligible to me. If they brought those comebacks back, I would absolutely love it. Anyways, that's going to do it for my list. If you enjoyed this list and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and please leave a comment. Also include, what do you think I missed? What would you like to see in the next WWE entry? Anyways, I'll see you next time.